That moves us on to the second of our topical resolutions today, and this one is entitled Racism in Education. The resolution will be moved by Kaukab Stewart, MSP, and seconded by Councillor Christina Cannon. So welcome to Kaukab.
Thank you, Convener, and thank you, Conference. I take no pleasure in having to bring this as a topical motion, but after the last few weeks of education and our young people and all the staff and parents that have been subjected to despicable and absolutely disgraceful racist behaviour and abuse, I had no choice. So I am grateful for the opportunity to bring this. Over the past few weeks, we have seen three separate incidents that I want to talk about today. So the first one was actually at the Scottish Learning Festival. So the Scottish Government, being progressive, launching a national discussion on education and all its values of inclusive and diversity. As part of that, there were teachers that presented materials for our teachers to use, looking at making the curriculum more anti-racist and looking at decolonisation of the curriculum. So the very materials that are hopefully going to be used to address these issues were then used as a reason for people to actually come out online and actually racially abuse the teachers that were presenting these materials. So our profession was under threat. Now, I have to acknowledge that the fact that the GTC and Education Scotland, EIS, there have been many organisations that have come out and called it out. And I'm asking Conference to also call out this kind of ridiculous and despicable behaviour. The other thing that's happened, which we cannot get away from, is as a constituency MSP, we get to go to various schools, visit the children, see the work that they're doing, and they get a chance to share all that amazing work. So Nicola Sturgeon, not only being our First Minister, but also being a constituency MSP in the most diverse constituency in Scotland, and Glasgow Kelvin is the third one, having a picture taken with the wonderful, joyful children, our clever children who are happy playing and learning together. Who on earth could twist that into something horrific and horrible and try to divide us? They will not succeed. The other unfortunate incident that I do want to refer to is the rise and the presence of anti-Chinese graffiti that has been appearing around the campus of Glasgow University. And I do pay tribute to Police Scotland and to Glasgow University for supporting the Chinese students as quickly as they could to make very robust measures to remove that graffiti. However, we must remember that education is for all, and Scotland is a beautiful, vibrant, diverse, inclusive country, and we will not tolerate these kind of signs of graffiti going around. It's cowardly. It's cowardly. Just before I finish off moving this motion, I just want to sort of when I was at school, in primary school, I'd like to say as a contrast to the pictures of the beautiful children at St Albert's Primary, in my primary school, I was the only brown face. And the issues of racism, they were the same. The abuse was there. So make no mistake, this is not a question of numbers. This is a question of racism. And it is totally and utterly unacceptable. I do want to acknowledge the fact that I was able to raise a question at Holyrood earlier this week, and we heard a very robust response from the First Minister herself raised in the Chamber, and I hope that that brings some comfort to everybody that's watching this, but especially to all our wonderful young people that are in schools and their parents and their teachers to know that this is not Scotland. Scotland is a welcoming, open, diverse country, and when we are faced with this kind of thing, look at how the communities came together and the messages of love and support and people calling it out, and they have been very heartened by that. And do you know what? It hasn't stopped them, it doesn't stop us, it doesn't stop me, it actually empowers us to go forward in a positive way where we are united. For in an independent Scotland, we are a welcoming, outward-looking nation that is inclusive and welcomes all people. Thank you.